It's such a beautiful place.
Really?
Yes, and this is the first time any of us have seen snow.
This is amazing. A lot less spicy. 6,000 pilots in India
We spend about $2,000 to $2,500 for
for a
every race.
race, but they're free for pilots.
Yes, we try to keep it as low cost for the pilots.
Thing that you do from the age 10 to 16
Yes,
is the thing that
that you
you
remember.
might become great later.
Yeah, yeah. But usually we have at least 15 to 16 pilots every race.
That's a lot. So
So,
could you get a permission to fly or not?
no, you wouldn't get a permission. So
Really?
if anyone objects, you just apologize and leave.
Really? So you just take all those gates and
No, we don't have gates. They'll just fly around trees and stuff like that.
really?
Yeah. Nobody is interested in drone racing, FPV, electronics, how to do this, why the LEDs are not glowing.
Hello, everybody, and I'm having with me Arul. He's a manager of our Indian team. This is our guest from India, and he's very passionate about drone racing. And we will talk everything drone racing right now. So, how are you? Have you been to Russia before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, what do you think about Russia?
It's such a beautiful place.
Really?
Yes, and this is the first time any of us have seen snow in our lives.
It wasn't joke. So this is really the first time. But you have snow in India, like in Himalayas, in Kashmir. There is
Yes.
snow. You didn't. You never. You
Yeah.
haven't seen snow. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, like this much snow, we've never seen it before. Himalayas, yes, there is snow, but that is like more than 3,000 kilometers from where I
Yeah.
live. So down south, we would never have snow. In Ireland.
So and never you have never experienced such weather. It's
Yeah.
minus like 10,
Yeah.
5, no?
Even in the Himalayas, it goes down to maybe -4, -5, but not up to minus 21, 22, like it was here during the night.
And also, you have never flown your quads in this temperature, so
Yeah,
that's
we
why
have it.
guys, yes, yes, and this, like this means like special battery management and so on.
Yeah, you have to keep them warm
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
get the most out of them.
This is amazing. So, what do you think about Russian food? And not Russian, it's Tatar food actually, because we're in Tatarstan, so they have their own cuisine. Have you tried something?
Not anything outside the hotel.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the food compared to Indian food is a lot less spicy.
A lot less spicy.
Yeah, but it is definitely very healthy.
Once I've been to India and they asked me how much spice do I want, and I said do it.
The usual amount.
Yeah, the usual amount as you do it for yourself, and it was like
Yeah, you.
a bit unedible.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So okay, yes, we eat less spicy food, much more less spicy. Okay, and also that was kinda amazing when I found out about an Indian community. You said you have about
Yeah.
6,000 pilots in India, and
Yes.
I guess it's less than in Russia. This is such a big community.
Yeah, it is. Because India is such a big country, there are a few pilots in spread out across the country, but we do have a community where they can all come in together and then, like not physically but online. So
Really, you
yeah,
can simulate, huh?
no, not in a simulator. Like uh, there's an Indian Drone Racing League.
Okay. Oh,
So
yes, I know.
everybody is a member of that.
Oh,
So they all know each other more or less when, and there are around 20 races in Russia, sorry, in India every
20
year
races
that
a
we,
year. That's a lot.
yeah. So that time, all the pilots from all over the countries try to come, even if they're living like 2,000 kilometers away on their own expense, they'll come to the race and then they'll try to get to know each other in the community. So we might get around 30 to 40 pilots if it's a really
30
good
to
race.
40, but that's a big race.
Yeah, it is.
And you are hosting a MotoGP chapter.
Yes.
Is this the only chapter in India or no?
It's the only active
Active.
chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried to do it. I think there were two chapters before this, but they died down. We just started a couple of months ago, but we've had the support of the local hobby shops, anubisrc.com.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he is
Beautiful name.
he's such a cool guy. He's also a pilot, and he participates. And even I fly. We participate in the races and manage the races at the same
Really,
time.
this is hard. This is really
Yeah,
hard.
it is. So when it's our heat, we try to not be the same heat. So, but the format is the multi GP double elimination format, or we run
Yeah.
a different format where it's just time based. So the community is amazing to develop the hardware for it, like the timers, and you can have.
You have your own.
Yeah, we did build a rotor hazard timer that we used,
Okay.
and of course we use OBS to
Yeah.
stream it on YouTube.
Yeah. So you stream it on YouTube. Oh,
Yes,
great.
all our races are streamed on YouTube, and we try to collaborate with the engineering colleges because there's a technical aspect also
Yeah.
involved to it, which is often overlooked. Like the you have to know about electronics, motor speeds, and
Yeah.
all that, like to build your own drone. So because we build our own drones, right? So all the pilots also have to know about that. So engineering colleges would be interested in this, and India is like you throw a stone and it will go and fall in an
In
engineering
an
college.
engineer, really? Sheesh,
Yeah,
India.
we have too many engineers because so yeah, they collaborate with us and they'll fund the race. So we spend about $2,000 to $2,500 for
For a
every race.
race.
Yeah, and that will be
That's
funded by
all.
the college.
But they're free for pilots.
Yes, we try to keep it as low cost for the pilots as so they can
Okay.
spend on their equipment,
Okay.
and a half of that budget goes towards the pilot's prize pool.
Oh,
And we
so it's oh, you have a prize pool.
absolutely, I mean,
Really, every race.
every race,
That's amazing.
sometimes even more than half of the money, we just keep it aside for the prize pool so that it gives something back to the pilots so that they can spend it on their equipment and
Yes,
get
and
better.
grow. Yes, get better and
Yeah.
grow, continue their growth. Oh, yes. So do this shop sponsor pilots? Does this shop sponsor pilots?
They do give us we try to offer the pilots some discounts.
Okay,
Yeah, but sponsoring all the equipment, it's a small hobby shop, so
but
it's
still,
difficult to sponsor everyone. Yeah, we tried to get in touch with
some
the
brands.
big brands, but we've just started, so like a couple of months ago, hopefully we will be getting more pilots and we can grow FPV racing in India and collaborate with other teams across the world.
6,000 pilots. This is the great pool of pilots.
Yes,
So you can
yes,
find, I don't know, probably 100 talented pilots
absolutely,
for sure,
absolutely,
like easily,
absolutely.
without any effort. So, like, and to grow, to bring them up higher,
Yeah,
their skill and everything.
yeah,
So like Iron, he has like 6 hours he could practice. He can practice 6 hours a day, six, seven, eight
yeah,
hours a day in this cell.
yeah,
Great.
yeah, yeah. But also, it would be really advantageous to cultivate pilots while they're still in school because I believe
Yeah.
around 12, 11, if they start even earlier, they can easily learn the tricks and then the chances will be really high for them to be like world class pilots.
I was having a hello worker. I was having hello worker for an interview before you, and he said that he recalled some quote from somebody that if you do something, the thing that you do from the age 10 to 16
Yes,
is the thing that
that you
you might
remember.
become great later.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So
That's the
yes,
time your brain is developing
yeah,
the
yeah,
most,
yeah.
according to
Something
psychologists.
happened with it
Yeah, and that
in the
stays
right
with
way.
you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It can stay. And nowadays in Russia, we have some really young and promising pilots. And by really young, I mean like 6 years old, 7 years old, 8, 10, and so on. Here we have probably you noticed Team Reactor,
Mhm,
the tall guy and a young guy with him,
mhm,
Platon.
mhm.
He's 14 years old,
Mm.
and the national champion in Russia, he's 14 too.
Oh, yeah.
So um,
Yeah,
I hope we have less pilots in Russia than you have it in there, but hope they can meet someday. And,
absolutely. I would love to for that.
and they will know who is the best one among them. Well, this is great. I like this multi-GP thing in India, and really I saw these pictures of Indian community and so many pilots, like 30, 40 pilots a race.
Yeah,
This is
for the big
amazing.
races, but usually we have at least 15 to 16 pilots every race.
This is that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot, really.
and they do travel like more than sometimes 1,000 kilometers just to come for the
That's a
race
lot.
for one day,
By plane or by train or by car?
depending upon what they can afford.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Sometimes we drive down, sometimes we'll take a plane or a train to.
But also you can fly in India like all year round. You have a good weather.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
in Russia
we
it's like
can.
this.
But the problem is, it's strictly speaking not legal to
J-
fly drones in India,
Yeah,
right? So you have to go way out of the city somewhere. Sometimes we drive about 100 kilometers
from the city.
from the city to get to an abandoned place because India, you'll have people everywhere, right?
So
So
could you get a permission to fly or not?
no, you wouldn't get a permission. So
Really?
if anyone objects, you just apologize and leave. And
Really?
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just take all those gates and
No, we don't have gates. They'll just fly around trees and stuff like that. Yeah,
really?
yeah. So I just started. We got a parcel of land permission from the local authorities recently, and we have the only practice track. Basically, I can share the footage with you guys, where
Yeah, please.
FPV pilots can come in, and we don't charge them anything. They can just practice. If
Really?
yeah,
This is
and we
great.
got multi GP
Yeah,
gates that we had made, and we did invest in like the HD0 event VRX and the timing system.
really.
Yeah, just for
Just for
conducting
pilots to
races.
practice.
Yeah, and that was from our own pocket because from our job and trying to make it as good as possible for the audience as well, right? It's always been a challenge to have people interested in
Yeah,
watching a drone
yeah.
race because for the pilots it's amazing, they're like flying a fighter jet, but for the audience to understand what is
What's
happening in the
happening?
yeah, exactly.
I can't see drones,
Yeah,
especially if it's open for us, like
yeah,
crazy for us quads.
true, true. So for the last race, we had Killian Dark X from
Really?
France coming,
Oh, yes, I
yeah,
saw this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the Mumbai race.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm, and he crushed us. Yeah, he was doing 9 second laps, and we were doing around 12, 13 second laps. And it was not a gap because every time we have a race, all the pilots in India are pretty close. It will be
Mm.
12.1, 12.15, 12, 13 seconds, like, and then there's Dark X at 9.
But I guess it's good inviting such great pilots because you
Absolutely.
can
It inspires the local
it
public.
inspires and you kind of could calibrate your level
True.
against him and
Yeah.
understand that you need to grow. You really need to
Absolutely.
grow. You need to
Absolutely.
practice more and so on and so forth. So this is great when you have an access to such data about how it should be.
True.
It should be like this, and please try really hard to be
Sure.
as great as him. So
Yeah. Yeah. It does inspire because otherwise, Shady, who's been flying for 7 years. He's in the Indian team that we come along here. He wins every race. Like Minchan goes to a race and he wins every race. So Shady comes to a race.
Really?
You know, its first place is going to be
No.
Shady. He's that good. And he's the coolest guy. He won't be worried. He'll be listening to music. Yeah, it's your heat. He'll just come and he'll fly. And he had the reputation that he never crashes. So,
Very
but
consistent.
we did see two crashes in this race.
See,
So,
so
yeah,
this is the weather. The weather was the
it
reason.
got to him.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
in FPV flying, whenever there's a race, we do the shake test like this. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if your hand is really still, so your nerves are like good. So after every heat, we'll do this. So if your hand is shivering,
Really?
that means your nerves are shot and you're
We should
really
edit it.
stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do that check, and Shady is rock solid. Like,
Really?
yeah, he is just the
Perfect
coolest
nervous
guy.
system
Yeah,
for drone
yeah,
racing.
yeah. So nerves usually don't get to him. You just can't. He'll have his poker face on, and great guy to be.
Great, great, great. And by the way, about the broadcast, what do you think about the broadcast? Have you seen the broadcast?
I did see the YouTube
So,
video. It was amazing. I mean, the coverage was so beautiful. Um, the camera guy was bang on. Like, I know how difficult it is to follow drones that are flying at 200 kilometers an
mhm.
hour, but he was bang on the action and like all the crashes and the replays. That was nice. And even capturing the frustration in the pit area. I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
Hager
yeah,
Walker would have said something about it. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, they had camera. They have cameras everywhere, and this is great because in FIE, the last race in FIE, it was like cameras only on the field. They
Yeah.
don't film pilots, and
Yeah.
here we have the pilots, and
Yeah.
also they film they're talking.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. I guess this is interesting.
I did learn a lot from this race.
Really?
Yeah. About what to do, what not to do.
So this is great.
Yeah.
Oh
This
no,
is an
Indian
interesting.
community is going to become even better
No, no.
because of our mistakes. You will learn from our mistakes
Yeah.
and use it
And we
against
learn from
us.
the community. That's the amazing
Yes.
part about it. Even the Hungarian guy, Tamas, he's such a brilliant engineer. He does
The
magic with this.
manager.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get they're also friendly. You can just walk into their rooms, sit with them, have a beer, chat for a length of time. And when we
Yeah.
start talking about,
Drone racing.
yeah, have a beer and talk about drone racing. I mean, nobody is interested in drone racing, FPV, electronics, how to do this, why the LEDs are not going. Those are like interesting for us, right? We get really excited like
Like,
kids about
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah, yeah.
things.
We can have a conversation for hours about this because
Yeah.
yesterday in the evening after work, after finishing the work, we met with some pilots from
Hmm.
Russia and Belarus, and also our friend from St. Petersburg.
Hmm.
He flew here. He's not in the participant list, but we met and like talked for I guess 4 hours about FPV drones, drone racing, like.
Yeah.
And they and the restaurant they kind of forced us to leave because they were
Oh,
closing, and we're like,
yeah. Even we were like till up late last night talking about drones and stuff.
really.
So I just woke up 5 minutes
Good
ago.
morning.
It's already lunch time.
So you didn't have a breakfast?
No, we skipped.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So it's very nice hearing about Indian community. I hope that we will hear more,
Sure.
and for now, I guess the world community, the international FPV community knows Ion for sure
Yeah, because of DCL.
because of this sale,
Yeah.
and I hope that in some time we
Sure.
will hear about more Indian pilots because 6,000 pilots.
Yeah.
I feel ashamed.
I mean, I think the pandemic really had an effect in surge of the FPV growth.
But the flights are prohibited because many pilots in Russia, they're complaining about the situation with this shutdown on flights, and in India, the
I mean, they
same.
started
It's the
learning
same.
during the pandemic
Okay, and
because they're sitting at
simulators.
home and they start learning on the
Okay.
simulators, trying to order parts from China, building their first
Mm.
drones, breaking them, obviously. Yeah, Joshua Bardwell has been a help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a great
for
help.
beginners especially, he's a godsend.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
You start learning to fly on your own by looking up the internet, right? And then you find out there is actually a community
yeah,
where you can ask
6,000
questions and
bucks.
get help. So, Karan Kamdar, the guy who runs the Indian Drone Racing League for the past 6 years, but he wants to do it mm, in his own way. And he's not a pilot, so he does try to keep it fair and do a good race. But yeah, he's had challenges. To put.
This is it. I'm always interested in people who are not racers, not
Mhm.
pilots,
Yeah,
but they kind of decided on doing drone racing.
yeah,
So this is,
yeah,
I guess,
yeah,
they have some troubles, but probably they will learn better because
yeah.
of this.
True. Hopefully, because he's been doing it for 7 years, but the
So,
standard of the races is exactly how it used to be 7 years ago. So I would
okay, he learned slowly. He's slow, but he can do this. Let's believe in him. But also, I think that these people they think about the audience more than
yeah,
pilots
yeah,
do, because
which
where
is also
pilots do,
important.
yes.
Sorry to cut you
No, no,
off
no,
there.
no, no. Sorry, sorry.
Which is also important. I mean, for the organizers who are not pilots, for them, it's also the sponsorship, and they also want to see a bigger prize pool for the pilots,
Yeah.
right? So, if the audience is involved more, the sponsors will also automatically be
Yes,
involved, right? So,
absolutely.
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like when we're trying to do it on such a large scale, you do want to have as much audience involved because that
yeah,
definitely increases awareness for the drone racing, and then you have more people coming into the
yeah,
community.
absolutely.
Yeah. So with that huge influx, even in India, we face challenges because FPV drone race, the drones can be dangerous, right?
Yeah,
You don't want people flying irresponsibly. And then, whenever an incident happens, unfortunately, they do happen, right? And then those become huge. And then that gives a bad rep to the community.
yeah,
So, we also have this responsibility as experienced pilots to inform them about the dangers of it, not to fly responsibly,
yeah.
right? Not over people,
Not over buildings.
buildings.
Yeah,
True. Yeah. So, and you will always have people who do that, right?
yeah,
And immediately the lawmakers take notice and it's just a blanket ban, which is bad for everyone,
yeah.
right? So, we try to put as much awareness into that as possible, educating them on how to fly responsibly as well.
Absolutely. But also, drone races was always because we are kind of sports people,
True.
and that's why we always want to play, uh, to play, to have some rules and to play
Yeah.
fairly.
Yeah.
So
True.
we are kind of, so this is kind of built-in trait in our
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
So that's why drone races are always we always want to be legal.
Yes. True.
Legal and I don't know about freestylers. Have some
Yeah.
doubt about them, but drum races, they
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
kind of stay on the bright side, on the legal side, something
True.
like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yes,
The
we need,
racers always try to
yeah,
because
have some rules, regulations. We are open to conversation. If you want, if some authorities want to have some conversation with us, we are ready for this. We can kind of help to write some rules and regulations, to
yeah,
establish some laws about this. Let's talk about it, but don't
true,
please
true.
prohibit,
Ban it completely.
ban us
Yeah,
from racing. So
yeah.
that's why probably. We will see some Indian drone racing
Hopefully,
miracle.
yeah.
Okay. Yes, that would be
It's
amazing.
very enlightening to talk with you about
Oh,
drone
thank
racing.
you for coming.
Sure, this was
Probably.
actually an accident we just had.
No, it wasn't an accident. I invited your pilots, but for some reason they can't come. Probably. Are you racing today? No.
No, no,
No.
no. We
What
had
are
the
they doing then?
right now.
Sleep?
Yeah, probably
Probably they're
a
sleeping,
little
but
disappointed, but
no, no way.
I
Probably
was really hoping that we'd place in the top four at least.
four.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least. But technical issues, like you said,
Yeah.
are they still recording? Sorry.
No, no, no. Are you? No, 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 no.
Uh,
Um, Probably you know how are they planning to spend their prize money?
They usually will spend it on drone equipment.
Okay,
Yeah, most of the people,
nothing new,
pilots, yeah, they
nothing new.
hopefully world peace.
Oh yes.
Sometimes they do give back to the community, like Shady, especially if he gets sponsored by T Motor, he'll get 50 motors, and he would give half of those away. Just
Really?
yeah, as like to the other pilots because
Contribution to the community.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
This is
really nice.
great. Oh, this is so nice. So
Yeah, doesn't happen
so
very
sweet.
often, but the last batch he got, yeah, he tried to do that.
He should text sponsors more
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
sure.
And if they don't answer, this is not a problem. Just try again, probably
Yeah,
later. So
true,
this
true,
they are interested too. It's like a double-edged sword too,
true. Yeah,
because it's good for a brand, it's good for a pilot, it's good for a community, and this is the way of involving more pilots
yeah,
who will buy your things, your
true.
motors, stacks, and so on. So yes, this is good for everyone. So he should do this more.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for coming anyway.
Okay.
It was really nice to talk to you.
You too.
I wanted to know about the Indian community for some time, and finally, I know everything, especially about 6,000 pilots. That keeps blowing my mind away. Sorry, and we have a present for you.
Oh,
Um, we have stickers.
sticker
These
too.
guys from
Stickers.
this company, they do races too. I don't know what it is, but I
Dronix.
hope it's helpful. And this is the traditional cutout pastry. It's made from honey,
Oh,
flour, and butter.
amazing. I think we tried this at the Kremlin yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, did you love it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Okay.
We make something similar, but instead of for the white portion,
Yeah.
they use cashews.
Oh, probably.
Oh, but
Yes.
it's not honey. I think it's caramel sugar
Probably they
ish.
have different variations.
Okay.
The traditional one,
Amazing. Thank you
like
so
the same.
much.
Okay, so you can come today in the venue.
Sure.
Are you planning?
We have. I think it starts at around 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see you there
Sure.
again.